My name's Cori Mowrey. I'm an assistant professor at the University of Dayton in the Engineering Management Systems and Technology Department. One of the things that I'm most excited about this year's conference is really seeing what everybody has been doing the past year. I honestly feel that industrial systems engineers, we are world changers, we are game changers. I mean, we're the ones responsible for designing and improving and maintaining the systems that the world lives in, right? That the world runs on. And a lot of times I feel like it takes years for us to really show improvement, right? For the process improvement, for the design implementation, it takes time. But COVID comes along and it's like this giant pressure cooker, right? And every problem that we've had, all of our weaknesses, all of the assumptions that we've made, it just kind of challenged everything. It blew everything up. And I'm really excited to see how IISEs tackled all the problems that COVID created, how they made the world a better place in an amount of time that makes everything visible, makes everything relatable, right? The things that people kind of saw behind the scenes didn't realize were there. Those are the things that became really obvious during COVID. So I'm really excited to see how IISEs use their skills, use their tool set, use their problem solving skills to improve the world and make everything better. I started attending the IISE conference when I was in grad school. So in my past, IISE was really a big eye-opener for me. When I was in college at the undergrad level, and then I worked full-time for a bit before I went back to grad school, I had this small, very small view of the world. It was my immediate community, it was my family, and then it became my classroom and my advisor. And it wasn't really until I went to the conference that I started to understand the magnitude of the world of IISE, right? How us industrial and systems engineers operate above and beyond what's happening in the small town in Ohio. Prior to my first conference, I was a big fish in a little pond. And then when I went to the conference, I realized it wasn't a pond, it's this giant ocean. And so I got a lot of experience. I got to meet people I'd never met before. Like, these are the papers I had read, but I'd never actually met the person. There was a real person behind that academic paper. It was shocking, right? I got to see problems that I had never heard about. I got to hear about tools I had never learned about. And so it really took my small, narrow view of the world and it just blew it up. And all of a sudden I could see how we're just one small cog in this giant system, and all the implications of the small changes we make on a daily basis, how they can have big impacts on the world and how they can have profound impacts, right, over time. So that's what the conference did to me. It gave me the experience, it gave me the exposure that I needed to really grow as a professional, to really understand the problems that the world face, you know, and also to find purpose and to really find, to feel that I was in the right profession and doing what I was supposed to be doing. So my honest gut reaction is you have to have a cat box on your desk. You have to have some place for your animal to go so that they're not sitting on your papers or trying to sleep on your keyboard. But I know that's not exactly the tip that everybody's looking for. In my house, I have three three-legged distractions and three two-legged distractions. And I feel like a lot of times, the goal seems to be what everybody's trying to work towards is eliminating distractions. And I got to be honest, not only can I not eliminate these distractions in my home work environment, I don't want to. They live here, and you know they're important to my life. So what do you do when all of a sudden you're forced to work at home and all of a sudden you're in a different environment. And it's taken me a while to kind of figure this out. And I'm going to give the most engineering response that I know, and it depends. I think what we need to do is we need to stop trying to duplicate our work environment at home. I think rather than trying to eliminate distractions, really the goal should be, or the best approach would be, to acknowledge the distractions, to work in the distractions, and really redefine what your work schedule and your work environment feels and looks like when we're at home. We got to give ourselves a break and allow us to find the optimal solution in a different environment. We have different parameters. So we can't try to keep duplicating the exact same thing that we do in an office environment. So I guess that's my number one tip is, find the schedule that works for you. Understand when the distractions are coming, and make a schedule that accounts for those distractions and allows you to do the same amount of work, but in a way that's going to be less stressful, and in a way that allows you to focus when you need to focus on your work, and allow you to indulge in your distractions when they need indulging.